Let's talk about the three most iconic scenes to ever happen within Bachelor Nation, and the sort of dark truth that exists for all three of these scenarios. So, starting with the infamous fence hopping scene with Colton Underwood in his season of The Bachelor. So, if you never saw this or you don't remember this, basically, Colton was the Bachelor, and some things were rough between him and the girl who he wanted to choose. And he was so distraught and so frustrated with, I think, production and with the whole situation. And he wanted to get out of the sort of fenced in environment that was made for his Bachelor season. I don't think they were letting him leave, I'm assuming. So he jumped the fence where all the filming was going on. And if I remember correctly, there was even a moment where he was like hiding in the brush along the street. Next, we have the Bachelorette breakup that I think lives rent-free in most of our brains. If you've been watching The Bachelor or Bachelorette for any length of time, you know that Rachel Lindsay and Peter Krause were really serious, I think very much in love, but he wasn't ready to propose that next day. He wasn't ready to get engaged. He wanted to go on to just have a serious relationship, and he did intend to get married eventually. But Rachel Lindsay really did want her season to end with a proposal, and so very, very much in love, we watched them break up over basically the logistics of that. Like, over just the fine print, we watched their love just get torn in half. And obviously they've both moved on, they're good, but like watching it as a viewer in real time, my heart was actually broken. I remember my best friend saying, "Why do we put ourselves through this horrible pain?" Lastly of these iconic scenes is the scene of Hannah Brown moving the podium. This will forever be one of the greatest displays of her comedic genius. Even when she was in utter turmoil, she did one of the funniest things anyone could ever do. She was talking here to Luke P. He wasn't leaving. She was ready for him to leave. And so she picked up the podium and just walked around him and set it down so she could continue talking to the other men who were there. Now, when I say that there is a darker truth to all three of these scenes, it's that all three of these leads were in a very low point, a very heated point, a very desperate point while all these things were going on. And it was very challenging for them and very entertaining for us, which I think is why there have been some dynamics that have changed within the Bachelor franchise to make it so that the leads maybe aren't quite under so much pressure and it isn't being so heavily produced. Has that caused some backlash from the viewership standpoint of people feeling less engaged, less interested? Probably. Has it made for a healthier environment for the real life people who are going in to be the lead of these shows? Hopefully.